to our theme, which is care for God's creation, the mission of the church. Hamamega, what should other congregations and church members do in this regard? I mean, this has been done by high-profile personalities of the church, both internationally and locally. So, how should congregations and districts replicate what was done here yesterday in the morning?
Thank you very much. I think leadership has shown an example, we should all pick it up. During celebrations in our church, harvest, weddings, birthdays, memorial service, those Thanksgiving things that we want to do, instead of doing a lot of the party, we could also remember to plant trees to keep the memories of those anniversaries in our congregations going. Confirmation activities, confirmants could plant trees or do landscaping of their environment to commemorate or to memorize those days. I think we all take notes from this and continue what our leaders have started.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Now, so the same day we had the Director of Finance, Reverend Daniel Tovino, reading the financial report of the church. Again, this was not brought live, so our members who are watching us don't know the state of the church as far as finances are concerned. Please tell us, are we making progress when it comes to money?
Also, thanks very much. I think our members always, members of the church, myself included, have always been calling for accountability. And we get these accountabilities at these highest courts, these levels. I know presbyteries, constitution make provisions for even the congregations and all other courts to make this sense. From the presentation of the Director of Finance to the General Assembly, a lot have been done. With the debts as inherited, as he indicated, majority, almost 70% of those debts have been covered. So I can remember a debt of 12 million almost inherited. We are left with almost like 4 million. Okay. A number of prudent financial decisions have also been taken to stay some of the debts. Negotiations have gone into actions. Hedging and financial instruments have been introduced to get, and new ways of doing things like the NPA policy, which has been introduced, has brought a number of relief. So gradually, we are taking care of this our albatross, the debt albatross on our net. But other innovations have also been introduced with investments like the prime water and all its associated investments has come on board to help the church, relieve the church from its financial stress. Okay. In doing this, it will free our space to do more ministry and more mission. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. We had one of the biggest things we did yesterday was the election of the new President Executive of the General Assembly of the EP Church Ghana. In fact, at the end of the day, we saw the election of the second female to have occupied that office after the Presbyter Mrs. Adajawa left office. So this is a new Presbyter Executive, the Presbyter Dr. Mrs. Praise Otami Abutiati. She was elected. What is your expectation of this new Presbyter Executive?
I expect her to come on board and, as the Constitution says, assist the moderator and the clerk in administering the church and keep the vision of the church and take us to higher heights, help us in the image enhancing, in doing ministry, in retaining, sustaining, and increasing the membership in both physical growth and the spiritual growth, so that what is the vision and the mission of the church should surely be, we should be making progress and at a faster rate than we are doing now.
What do you think the EP Church needs most at this time?
That's a tough one, a lot, but we need to get more wheels, more grace into the wheels to get maybe our governance structures, our financial situations, and get more evangelistic and see how we can get when I say even the structures, we are looking at how our ministries work children ministry, youth ministry, in sustaining the members and growing the numbers. In that, we need to also take care of our agents so that the work
Okay.
can progress at a faster rate.
All right.
Because you cannot have a workman and not take good care of the workman. Then what do you
Yes.
expect? Return do you expect to get? So,
All right. So today, Sunday, 24th, we had the Thanksgiving service, which was also held at the Nat Hall here in Tamale. And the guest of honor should have been the former president of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, who was not there but had representing him the chairman of the party, General himself, General Mosquito, was present. What do you make of the speech of General Mosquito today, or General Chairman?
the Honorable Asedi Ketia came in like at the opening ceremony. Interestingly, they gave a nationalistic addresses to the House. So that would be surprising from political parties in main campaign season, asking us not to, our considerations should not be based on ethnicity, about religion, who is tall, who is fair, not racial, and asking us that we have to show loyalty. Interestingly, the theme for today is our loyalty,
Yes.
loyalty to our nation, regardless of everything. But our decision should be based on who can help this nation progress and take us from what we all call the difficult situations,
Yes.
but not necessarily based on some of these issues that can be very divisive and that. But God called us all into complementary roles. So I think like he gave a speech that was very nationalistic rather than very partisan in this done.
Okay. Thank you, Hamamega. If you are still here, this is a recap of the 11th General Assembly. Now, let me come to, for the sake of time, come to the major decisions of the 11th General Assembly of the EP Church Ghana. So I'll read verbatim what is contained here, and we may not be able also to explain all of them, but maybe just talk to a few of them. So I'm reading. EP Church Ghana policies have basis in the EP Church Constitution, and therefore the 11th General Assembly urges the EP Church leadership to ensure that the authentic EP Church Constitution be printed and circulated as soon as possible. Okay. 1. Receive with appreciation the address of the moderator and commend it to the presbyteries and districts for study and for action. General Assembly notes especially the elements that A. highlights the achievements of the EP Church Ghana in the period since the last General Assembly. B. emphasize the need to be more faithful to God in creation care as part of our mission. C. inspire agents and members of the church to be better in living out the policies and practices of the church. D. emphasize very important decisions that the EP Church has taken in the past for which there is a need to implement. And E. emphasize the importance of the non-standing committee trustees to ensure documentation and registration of all landed properties of the church in accordance with the EP Church Ghana Constitution. Hamamega, would you want to say anything about this major decision, the first one? Just
Okay.
briefly.
Yes, thank you. So we have to see the moderator's address. Normally we call it the moderator's welcome address, but we
Yeah.
have to see this address as the moderator address, state of the church address.
Okay.
I liken it to the state of the nation address as the president addresses to the parliament yearly. In the United States, they'll say state of the union address. So this address tells us where we were at the last General Assembly and where we are now. And now, after he accounts for the stewardship as standing committee, now set a new vision where they think with his dream, he and his team. When I said they, I mean the moderator and the standing committee, his vision for the coming years.
Okay.
So this is very important. So this is then discussed by the General Assembly and accepted. If accepted, it means that that's what we are going to do. Mind you, we practice a Presbyterian governance. So the Presbyterian governance means that at the General Assembly, the courts have to discuss it. Unlike our friend the Episcopals, where maybe be the Pope or any bishop can make an edit, we go through a Presbyterian system.
Okay.
So his address comes and say like, this is what I think, and set the vision, and we all, when we all accept it, it set the tone for our coming year.
Okay.
So this what we have, and these are laudable ones we go
Okay.
with.
All right. Major decision 2. Receive the General Assembly Executive Council report with gratitude for all the work done by the clerk and by the General Assembly Executive Council. For the future, the detailed reporting of the work done should be received and evaluated by the General Assembly Executive Council. The report to the General Assembly should be thematic in terms of the impact made in relation to the policies established by the General Assembly. Hamamega, if I understand, or I'm trying to understand, is that to mean the report that was presented by the clerk did not go through the council before coming to General Assembly? Is that how I should understand it?
No, so all these reports, the clerk actually is presenting the council's report.
Yeah.
Okay, it's presenting the council's report. So the report he presented was the General Assembly Executive Council's report. So like I said, the decisions of the council. But you would have known that we do General Assembly every 2 years. Though the council at least 2 years, so we have gone the 2-year system. What have been presented will be like, and General Assembly Executive Council meet quarterly.
Yeah.
And within this quarter, a lot of things.
Yes, I'm picking my question from this part, which says, for the future, the detailed reporting of the work done should be received and evaluated by the General Assembly Executive Council. So if I understand that, it means the report that came to General Assembly should have been routed through the council itself, the executive, the council itself first, before coming to General Assembly. So there comes my question. Does that mean this very one did not go through that? Well, you may not.
No, I'm not a council member.
Okay.
So no, yeah.
All right.
But the other part, then the second part is okay. Because of the bulking nature of it, don't worry. We are saying, okay, go and they should just be put like a thematic point.
All right.
And then we just
all right. So maybe realign or maybe
exactly put them and say if it's finance, every other thing go under finance from quarter 1, quarter 2 of year 1, quarter 3, quarter 4. So you don't now report year 1 separately. You come to year 2 separately and all those things. Just take all. And all that concerns finance 1, all that concerns administration 1, all that we just put that together.
I think that is clear. 3, endorse the work of the Strategic Planning Committee and commend the new strategic plans for implementation at all levels of the church. This includes implied policies and policy frameworks within the strategic plans once the General Assembly Executive Council approves them. Such implied policies would need to be developed into full policies to be considered for decisions to be made by the 12th General Assembly. I also want to believe the strategic plan. You are a member of that committee, right?
Yes, I am.
So if I allow you, you could speak 2 hours to this. So so let me not allow you to do that because we have less than maybe 20 minutes to wrap up this conversation. But then we may have to invite you later when we get back to our base, get back to who, so we talk into details the strategic plan. So what members and viewers want to know is what is contained in the strategic plan and what is their part as far as implementation is concerned. Maybe we would have that conversation later. Let me go to major decision 4. It says, persons joining the EP Church from other denominations who feel called to take up leadership positions such as pastor, catechists and presbyter would have to maintain active, regular and verifiable active membership of the EP Church Ghana in its congregations for at least 10 years before consideration. This is to ensure that such persons become well acculturated and understand the practice and dogma of the EP Church Ghana. Hamamega, please explain this to us, our viewers. Explain to us.
Okay, so
what it means in a layman's language.
In layman's language. You see, when you join our church, we are a Presbyterian church. Someone's coming from a different system joining our church and being called. We might have to, if you join us, you have practiced a system for long. You may want to first understand what we do, how our systems are, with all its implications and our decision makings. So it will be better you understand this before you get to ministry. There are sometimes you can get to ministry, and when you come onto the field, the root shock might face you, and it then be the way you do our things might be totally different from her. So my understanding from you, the church is trying that if you come, you give you time. You will be called, don't worry. After all, you can do the lay ministry for now. But for us to send you to become a full agent of the church, we are giving you enough time to learn and accept the EP church as we have our policies before you continue.
Personally, do you think that is fair?
I will defer my view on
All
this.
right, that is fine. For number 5, major decision 5, for quality purposes, every ministerial candidate must train from our recognized seminaries, that is the Trinity Theological Seminary or the EP Theological Seminary, PECI, on the sponsorship of the church and be qualified. For those who go through Trinity Theological Seminary, the only ministerial training qualifying degrees are either the Master of Divinity or the Bachelor of Theology. For PECI Seminary, whenever it is deemed necessary, pre-commissioning ministerial training study program may be organized. All candidates must go through the laid down selection processes developed by the church and be approved by the EPCG leadership before being accepted for commissioning into the ministry. In the case of those who train in Reformed or Presbyterian theological seminaries outside Ghana, the church leadership must first be satisfied their qualifications are consonant with the EP church requirements. Such candidates must still be put through some local content of ministerial formation, such as attachment to a district or parish with a senior district pastor and the seminary seminars or courses. This is quite lengthy.
This is quite lengthy, and
Make it
simply
brief.
it's just for the quality control mechanism of let's get our agents properly trained
Okay.
and capacity built to do ministry.
All right.
So we are just quality control mechanism. I think the church is trying to.
So I understand it to mean to become a pastor of the EP church, you have to train either through Trinity or PECI.
Yes.
And if you have to come from another institution outside, which is also reformed in nature, the church would have to assess if
Sure.
you are really qualified to become one.
And this one is new to other professionals. If you're a medical doctor, train
Yeah.
outside the country, come. I think you are administered. The Ghana Medical and Dental Council administers their exams to you. If you're a lawyer, train outside, they come. The General Legal Council find a way of regulation. So I think see this more like a quality control.
Another personal view I'm seeking from
Yes,
you.
so
The only qualifying certificates are Master of Divinity or Bachelor of Theology. Do we need these high certificates to do ministry? Your personal view.
I think we can be called, but we must be trained. So if I think these are what the institutions currently we accept as our schools offer. That is what is leading to maybe specifically naming this. I know Trinity used to apply. I don't know if they still do the diploma.
Yes.
So though they didn't state the diploma there, but mind you, the first part says we accept that if you train at Trinity and in the PECI seminary, whatever certificate, as and when they deem it can be regulated. So we are just showing that where you are being trained is an acceptable institution to the church.
Yes, but if you train at Trinity
Yes.
to be accepted as a pastor,
Yes.
you have to have a Master of